Good morning, good afternoon and good evening, and welcome to the last Paddock Walk of the weekend. The weekend has almost come to a close. We're breaking down the tents, getting all the cars ready to be shipped to Oschersleben for round number 2. But what a day we have had. 2 incredible races. Elias winning the first one and Elias winning the second one, and both were absolutely thrilling.
I mean, we had amazing races, didn't we? I am super happy. I hope you're super happy. I think the drivers are happy as well, and we've received quite a lot of good critique and feedback from the audience, from the viewers online. We've had a lot of questions, and yeah, I mean, we couldn't have asked for better races, basically. 2 different winners, amazing races, and they contain basically everything.
Yeah, everything. At first, though, I did think after Elias won that first race, I was like, who's going to stop him from winning? Turned out it was Elias himself by out-braking himself down in the turn 1 and then rejoining the track. In doing so, took out Monstalen and got a 20-second time penalty for that.
Yeah, so there's been stuff happening in the background since we finished the last race, the second race, and obviously he fell back in the result list and obviously in the
15th.
points. Yes.
15th.
So leader of the championship at the moment is our American driver Elias.
There he is.
I saw him somewhere. He's hiding. He's hiding.
Tuning the pedal cars for next weekend. I was a little unhappy with the setup, so
I beat him early this week, so he's now tuning the setup to his liking.
Yeah.
Elias, leading the championship.
Are we?
Yes, you are.
Wow.
Elias got a 20-second time penalty for the incident with Mons, so you're leading the championship. How do you feel?
yeah, I mean, I just knew that now from a few seconds ago, so feels good. I think considering where we started this weekend with struggling a bit in qualifying and practice of getting up to speed, and especially the first race, felt I could have done a little bit better. Happy to stick it on the top step of the podium and put the shunt car where it's supposed to be. And it was definitely a race more of strategy. The other one was just raw fighting in the first race. It was really just door to door, you know, felt like NASCAR right at home, just down the straight, stacked up. But I think the second race, when everyone was a bit more spread out and it was a bit more of about saving the tires, working with the push to pass a bit, happy to take advantage of it as much as I could.
You mentioned it, push to pass. I think that was going to be your next question. Race 2 was more of that push to pass, using it tactically. I think Enzo, like I said, used it to try and get away, and Elias got back up. You actually thought with push to pass, but told me later it wasn't. It was without.
Yeah, so I saw Enzo use the push to pass, so I knew that he had used it previously to get up to where he was, and then again to pull away. So in my head, I knew I had one up on him with the one I had left, and watching him drive, I knew that I had a little more pace and that I could sort of chip away and not rush the closing of the gap. And by the time I pulled up, I had more tire left, and in terms of temperature and performance and the push to pass. So rather than hitting it to close the gap back up and having to fight the whole way, it was close the gap, use the push to pass to get by, and then gain the gap and just bring it home. No need to pull any further, just hold that, you know, consistent pace so that he wasn't in the toe. And I think that's what is the challenge here. Is it's really nice to get anxious and you want to pull that gap, but if you're pulling a gap, you're using too much material. So it's definitely toning it back a bit and calming down.
Well done, Elias. We will head up to the next driver. I can see someone here waiting before they leave. Well done, leader of the championship. See you in Germany.
It's going to be good. I know that track much better. So 2 German rounds, we've been there before. So exciting to get on some home court. My license is German, so I'm as close to a German driver as we'll have for the championship.
We'll see you there.
There we go.
Get home safe.
Thank you.
So yeah, I mean, Elias has raced a lot in Germany, as he's saying himself.
Yeah.
I think he has a lot of experience of the faster racetracks, so maybe it will help him going into the German rounds. I see Isaac over here, coming from sim racing. All the drivers have basically left, so
he's not the only one coming from sim racing, though. Let's be honest.
That's true. That's true. I mean, you're from sim racing. You're not a driver, are you?
Yes.
Isaac, I can see you're still here. So you've done your first race weekend with the NXT Gen Cup, your first race weekend in a car. Coming from sim racing, tell us shortly about your background and how was these 2 races?
It's been incredible. I mean, going from sim racing to this is just so delighting for me. It's been so great, and yeah, it's a big step from sim racing. I mean, it has its similar things, but it's still with the G-forces and things like that, it's a difference, but it has helped me a lot.
That's good. I mean, it's difficult to simulate the G-force at home in your simulator, but
you have motion rigs and everything, but it doesn't do the same.
Exactly. You steadily improved over the weekend. So going forward now in the season, hopefully you're joining the more races. So what do you think? Will you keep improving? And have you talked to your engineer? Are you finding things? What's the most specific thing you need to work on?
Generally, it's like trying to keep the tires as straight as possible when I'm going on throttle, and maximizing the grip on the front tires. So for me, it's just that, and the goals for me right now is just to improve, and hopefully I'm going to be fighting a bit higher in the grid for the next race, and we're gonna try to make it a good one.
I'm sure you will. Practice is always good, and I mean, well done for your first proper race weekend. And also, we talked about it in the broadcast, you're one of the drivers with no previous practice or driving in one of these cars before the weekend. So well done. There is another guy I want to talk to. He's been instrumental in building these cars, basically. So me and Daniel, we more than a year ago together started developing the test car, and I mean, obviously the 20 cars we have is the result of that. So let's see if he has some time to talk. Daniel?
Hey.
Hello. We just told everyone, all of our viewers, that you have been instrumental in building the test car and building a really good race car.
Yes.
The weekend is over. Everyone in our team can finally breathe out a little bit, but we have to start breathing in again before Nürburgring. But give us your conclusion of the weekend.
Yeah, the conclusion is, I mean, it was a really good weekend. I'm happy that we didn't have any major technical failure on the car. That was obviously my target, that we deliver a good functional car. I was really happy to see that the race was so good that it was. It was a big thank you for all the drivers to respectful race against each other in a tough but fair way. But like you said, the weekend is over. We have a lot of things to do for the next race. We need to do a lot of things during the next 2.5 weeks. As you know, we have to build one more car. Right now it's a painted body shell without anything, and we need obviously to take care of all the cars we have. So it will be a busy week.
He's very gentle about how much work it actually is.
Fredrik is always busy. He's always busy. You can never reach him. That's the best part about it.
So do you have any good questions for Daniel?
I mean, coming into this weekend, of course, we had a successful testing. From testing on, were there any things you were nervous about coming into this weekend?
Oh, it's a long list. It's a long list.
Name the most significant.
The good thing with me, you never see that there's any other things, because I try to keep it for myself. But it's obviously we struggle a little bit with the power supply from the grid, from the power bank, from everything. It was a complete new system. We never tried it before. We managed to sort most of it in the end, so we could get all the cars charged. I mean, we have a lot of electronic parts in the car, a little bit improved. We never raced with 18 cars together. What happened with the temperature and all the parts when they are in traffic? Is there something's going to break down or overheat? Or there's a lot of small things that we don't know yet. It's unproved. Of course, we did a lot of testing mileage, but that's 1 or 2 cars at the same time. But now it was 18 cars. You never know what's happening then.
Thank you, Daniel, for a very good job.
Thank you.
Looking forward. Thank you. For a while it was only us in the workshop doing this, so it's pretty funny. We've had a documentary team documenting the build of the cars and the process, and the first episode of our documentary is you and me running back and forth to the paint workshop, to our workshop, sponsor meetings, to Germany, and thank you.
I mean, we was cutting in the body shell one time, and the next second we was having a meeting with the organization, and then we was back again in the workshop building car, and then we was driving the car, and now
that as well.
Completely crazy.
I think we will remember this for the
Who
rest
was
of our
driving the
lives.
car though?
Never Daniel, never ever Daniel, never ever Daniel.
Why?
Because you tell us that it will not be a good thing.
You are afraid that I'm faster.
No, not at all. Okay, let's head on. Thank you, Daniel. Thank you. So let's continue and just everyone's packing up. The mechanics are packing the chillers, the fire extinguishers, the cars. Martin from Fogaroli here is packing up his beautiful Italian coffee wagon. I haven't paid the bill yet, actually, for my coffee, so I have to do that. Let's see if we can find someone just to summarize the last paddock walk of the first race weekend.
Oh no.
Leave, please. We're closing, so can you please leave?
Okay. Well, on that note,
Leave.
I think we have to end.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching.
Thank you.
See you in
Thank you.
Oschersleben in Germany.